Good afternoon, Dr. G's Weight Loss and Wellness franchises and affiliates. This is Victoria de los Santos Shetler, Director of Operations for the corporate office, and today I get the opportunity to roll out the new Be Gorgeous Booster Injection Program. Now, this program is going to consist of 3 new injections. I know that all of you received the email from Jason Goldsmith, and that included a letter from Dr. G himself with his excitement and knowledge as it pertains to these injections and how beneficial they can be to the location, not only for the patient's overall wellness and care and weight loss goals, but also for the potential revenue that could increase the locations all around. So I have to share with each of you, before we get into the injection rollout guide, my clinic in the state of Ohio is actually the beta test for these injections. So we've had these for a number of months now, actually over a year, and I cannot share enough about the success that these injections have not only brought our patients for their weight loss goals, their energy levels, just their overall wellness, but also the dramatic increase that it has had on the revenue within our location. These injections have been designed to have extremely high profit margins, but more importantly, provide a level of care for our patients that they may have not been getting in the past, and definitely an injection that we currently don't offer, and now we'll have the opportunity to give them. So with that being said, let's start to go over the injection rollout guide and what all will be covered within this webinar. Some of the things that we're going to cover today are going to be the features and benefits of each one of these products that are implemented within these injections. We're going to talk about the injection guidelines, also how to administer these injections, how to store and keep these injections, the cost and the suggested retail, pharmacy ordering process, and also the accounting process involved with this. As I said, I'm Victoria, Director of Operations. I'm going to be available for any of you with questions, concerns, comments, anything that you need to effectively support you for just rolling this out within your location. I can be reached directly at 330-949-4101, or you can email me at dvictoria@drgsweightloss.com. I highly recommend you to listen to this video in detail. Grab a pen, grab a paper, jot your notes down, jot your questions down. Anything that you may have questions or concerns about, they may get answered throughout the duration of these slides. However, if you do not get the answers to your questions, I'm going to be readily available to answer them for you. Jot them down, email me, we'll set up a time to talk at your convenience, and we'll help you get this successfully implemented into your location. This program has been designed to be very simple to roll out, and again, it's not something that we don't have experience and exposures to. We've been doing this for a year now within my location, and I can't say enough benefits about it. All right, so let's get right into the first injection. Now, the first injection is actually a lipotropic fat-burning B injection. What I love about this injection is it has 6 key ingredients that make this so effective for our patients. So together, let's begin reviewing the features and benefits of this. I'd like to elaborate on the fact that although you have this PowerPoint, we will be sending via email copies for you to print off in your location. One of the ways that made this so successful in my clinic was that I offered these features and benefits to the patients. Every patient that came in, we reviewed the components of these injections and how it could positively affect them. So I really encourage for the rollout of this to have these features and benefits ready to share with your patients. All right, let's begin with the first set of key ingredients in the fat-burning B injection. And again, there's 3 different injections that we're going to offer, and we're going to review all elements of them. So the first ingredient is known as the methylene, and the methylene in this injection has about 25 mgs. And what that is it's an essential amino acid, and it's not produced by the body. and it can only be obtained through nutrition and or a supplementation. Methylene is helpful in metabolizing and eliminating abnormal fat deposits, which we know our patients are really focusing on. Now, it's an essential for the liver, healthy liver functions, and it does improve cardiovascular and muscle functions through the production of the creatine. Now, methylene can also help improve the mood, which we know is important, and it does aid in depression. It increases the skin elasticity, strengthening of the hair and nails, and so much more. So this is just one element. Now, we can see several benefits already here in the first key ingredient that our patients can benefit from. The next key ingredient in this injection is the inositol, and that has 50 mgs. And what that is a vitamin B8. And what its primary function is just to keep fats from collecting in the body, and that's particularly in the liver. Now, I have to share my own personal story with this. I had some blood tests come back with fatty tissue in the liver and some other things. And I have to say, with the liver, and I have to say that after being on this injection program, about 6 months later, I did have a retest of blood work, and I did have positive results and no longer had the issue with the liver come back in the blood work. So it just shows how effective these can be. And again, that's just a personal approach. I can tell you so many more stories about patients who have shared similar or like experiences. Now, also inositol is effective in converting nutrients into energy. So the foods that they do consume, really turning that into an energy component. The highest level of inositol concentrations are found in your heart and in your brain. And inositol works with neurotransmitters and message circulation. So it has numerous health benefits, such as promoting your sleep, anxiety relief, again, hair growth. It does ease the depression, helps with weight loss, improves blood circulation, liver detoxification, and it's used when it's used in conjunction with the choline. So you'll notice the next ingredient is choline, and the reason for this compounded injection to be so effective is because, just as it said, when inositol is combined with choline, that's when that detoxification of the liver can take place. So the ingredients compounded together is why this makes it so successful to implement these in. So the next, choline at 50 mgs, that's a micronutrient, and it's important for liver functions, and it helps with normal brain development, nerve functions, muscle movement, and it also is going to support energy levels and help you maintain a healthy metabolism. Again, a key component to the weight loss. Let's move to the next set of 3 ingredients in this fat-burning injection. In this injection, it also has the pyridoxine, and that's used to prevent or treat low levels of B6 in the body. And it also is necessary to maintain the health of nerves, skin, and red blood cells. Now, I know you guys are going to have some questions about this next ingredient because you may be familiar with it. As a matter of fact, I know you are, and that's the cyanocobalamin. And there's 175 mcgs. And the reason why is because that is your man-made form of your B12, which I know you're currently offering with your program within your location. And that's fantastic. This only has 175 mcgs, and I know you're offering a small dosage as well. You know, this isn't 1,000 or 2,000 mcgs of B12, so this can be combined. Let me reiterate, this can be combined with the B12 you're currently offering. This is not an injection that's going to replace that. Your current injection of your B12 is going to be offered as part of your program like you're offering, and this is an additive addition to that. So as you know, they can receive that and this injection and some of these other injections that we're talking about further multiple times per week. And we'll talk about the guidelines to that. So it's important for this B12 for growth, and it's for cell production, blood formation, and synthesis of proteins and tissue. The next key ingredient is the L-carnitine or lavocarnitine, and that's 25 mgs. And what I love about this is it's a natural occurring substance needed by mammals to produce energy. And it actually is a small protein that it binds to help transport fatty acid into the mitochondria. that's the site of energy production within your cells. So in the mitochondria, creatine binds and it's going to remove the toxin from the cells. So this is another great component to this injection. So there's 6 key ingredients in this. And again, one of the key ingredients is that form of B12. And I just want to make sure we elaborate on that because some of you may have the misconception that, you can't offer this if you're currently offering the B12 injection. And actually that's false. We want you to be able to implement, and we've been testing these, and they, as Dr. G explains in his letter, there's no negative to offering these in conjunction with all of the other components of the weight loss program. All right, so let's talk about the injection guidelines of this then. And the patient is going to actually receive this injection 1 time a week, and it's going to be 1 ml weekly of this. This injection is administered intramuscularly, so IM, and it's using a small gauge needle. This can be given into the buttocks area or the deltoid muscle 1 time a week. Either or is fine. This injection is best administered in the early part of your day, and the reason for that is because it does provide some energy production. Now, we don't mean first thing in the morning. It can be any time before 5 or 6 p.m. We just don't want it administered after that in case it does have that energy component that they're feeling. Now, keep this injection at room temperature, and that's very important, and also that you keep it in a dark area, unexposed to light at all times. Okay? Let's talk about some of the pricing and suggested retail of this. Again, I've had this injection in my location. It's one of the first ones I rolled out. It's been in my location for over a year. It's had a dramatic increase on revenue. And here's kind of why. If you look at the profit margins on this, it is just phenomenal. It comes in a 30 ml vial. So that's 30 injections per vial if you're giving the injections at 1 ml each. So the cost of the clinic is going to be around $129. And that's actually $4.30 of an injection per injection. And currently, we are offering this. We rolled it out at about $28 for 1 ml, which was an $840 gross revenue per vial increase. And then we are at about $32 for ml now. So that's about a $960 gross revenue. So there's some options there. That's a good range to start at. There's no price fixing. You can find what you're comfortable in your market with. But again, that's what was successful in my location, right around that range. We did have an introductory cost and then increased it from there. We're going to roll into the next injection, and this injection is actually called Lipoline. This is also a B-complex injection. However, this injection has 8 key ingredients in it. So again, grab your pen and paper. If you need to pause your video to grab a glass of water so that you're fresh or service a patient, these videos do pause and you can come back and begin where you left off. So this next set of injections, again, 8 key ingredients. So let's review the ingredients within this injection specifically. The first key ingredient is the choline, and there's 50 mgs of choline in this. I do want to touch on, as we start to speak about these key ingredients, that you may see some repetitive ingredients that were in that first injection, and that's okay. Let's talk about why these have some of the same ingredients in them. Originally we had the fat-burning bee in my location, and those were usually administered on Mondays or Tuesdays to patients. We were hearing time and time again from patients when they came in that they were feeling amazing, that the day after or 2 to 3 days after, and then that energy production started to decrease, the fatigue started setting back in, and several of the benefits that they were experiencing from that injection were starting to deplete. And so with that, we went to Dr. Ford, who we will discuss here shortly in this webinar, who's in charge of the pharmacy. He's the director of pharmacy for this injection rollout program. And he and I discussed the opportunity of offering a second injection to the patient. This injection was compounded, and we took some of those same ingredients that we know to be so beneficial and then did some additional ingredients in that, and now we offer this to our patients throughout the duration of the week as well. So we're going to talk about how that can be implemented with the other injections in the guide here moving through. But for an example, Mondays we might offer the full cc of B, fat burner B. Then Wednesdays they may come in for another injection of lipoline to have that additional energy increase. And then they may even get another one on a Friday of the lipoline. Because this one is given at half a cc. So we'll review that in detail. The guidelines are outlined for you. It's very, very simple to review these slides and get that information. However, I did want to discuss why some of these are additional ingredients that were in the other one, or excuse me, additional ingredients and some of the same. So the choline, again, liver functions helps, normal brain function development. It helps with the nerve function, muscle movement, and again, supporting those energy levels, maintaining a healthy metabolism, which is key as well. It also has your cyanocobalamin in it, and again, that's your man-made B12, and it's going to help with important things like your cell production, blood formation. It's going to help with the synthesis of proteins and tissue, and several other key components and benefits from that. Dexpathanol, and dexpathanol is the third key ingredient, and this is actually a new ingredient. This one wasn't in the fat burner B. However, this is a vitamin B5, and it's needed for the metabolism of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, and it's also involved in the creation of healthy cholesterol and hormones. There's also the inositol in this injection, and the inositol comes in at 50 mgs in this, and again, that's your vitamin B8. Inositol's, primary function is to keep fats from collecting in the body, and that's particularly in the liver. It's efficient in converting nutrients into energy, and the highest level of inositol concentrations are found in the heart and the brain. Inositol works with your neurotransmitters in message circulation. It has numerous health benefits such as promoting the sleep, anxiety relief, hair care growth. It also eases depression, helps with weight loss, improved blood circulation, and also that key factor of the liver detoxification when used in conjunction with choline, and we know this has that in it. Let's go ahead and review the next 4 key ingredients. Leucine. Leucine is an essential amino acid, and meaning you must obtain it through diet because it cannot be produced by the body itself. So it can be acquired through maybe eating meats, dairy products. It also can come from eggs, soy, and other beans. Or you can't take it as a supplement, but we do know it's most effective when injected. It actually has the potential benefit on weight loss, and it does help produce that lean muscle mass and really lower those bad cholesterol levels. This may be of a surprise to some of you. We actually have an ingredient called lidocaine at 1% in this injection. Several of you may know lidocaine as like a topical numbing cream. However, when injected, it is used to numb areas of the body to help reduce pain and discomfort. I've had several patients tell me that for the first time in several years, they are actually feeling better with the arthritis or some of the joint pain and discomfort that they were experiencing by incorporating this injection. That to me just speaks to the truth of how this is beneficial to the patient's needs. This injection also has your L-carnitine in it, or levocarnitine, and that comes at 25 mgs in this injection. And this, again, is a natural occurring substance, and it's needed by mammals to produce energy. And carnitine is basically a small protein, and it binds to help transport fatty acids, all right? And that's into the mitochondria. And that's the site of energy production within cells. So in the mitochondria, carnitine binds to, and it's going to remove those toxins from the cells. So it's definitely beneficial there. And then finally, our last and final component of this injection is the paradoxin, and that's actually at 100 mcgs. And this is used to prevent or treat low levels of B6 in the body. And that's also necessary to maintain healthy nerves and skin and red blood cells. So we are already seeing, as I said, how our patients have probably expressed the needs for some of these supplementations, and now they will be available to the patient. Let's review the guidelines of this injection, and it's going to be a little bit different than the first one, but have some similar components to it as well. So this injection is actually going to be given at half a cc or 0.5 mLs weekly to the client. So if a patient receives, again, a fat burner B, which was the first injection, and they are going to receive a full ml of that. Let's say they receive that on a Monday, 1 ml. Maybe on a Wednesday they come back and they get half an ml of the lipoline. And then again on a Friday they could get another half of the ml of the lipoline. So they can get this injection at 0.5 mLs weekly 2 times a week. This injection is administered, again, intramuscularly, and it's just using a small gauge needle. It can be given in the buttocks area, or it can be given in the deltoid. Just intramuscularly is the key. I want to point out here that if a patient the patient can receive both the fat burning B and the lipoline injection, along with what you're currently offering. There's no negative side effects to getting these injections multiple times per week, only benefits. So if a patient is coming in approximately 2 to 3 days a week, they're going to be getting these approximately 2 to 3 days in between each injection. What this is going to do, and what I actually experienced firsthand is in my clinic, is it allowed more selling opportunity and better patient care. Our patients maybe were coming in 2 times a month or 3 times a month. Now we're actually able to see our patients 2 to 3 times per week. This has enabled us to meet their needs more, sell more product, ask for more referrals, give better support, and the list goes on and on. When we have that patient care, one-on-one time with the wellness coaches, and the ability to provide service to that patient as well as effectively increase the bottom dollar of the location, we all know that is why we're open. That's what we care about, is our patients' needs, and then also benefiting financially from that. This injection is best administered, again, in the early part of the day, and you want to keep this injection at room temperature and always in the dark, and you want to make sure it's unexposed to the light. So basically in a cupboard in the clinic is perfect. The next slide is going to cover the lipoline B complex injections suggested retail. Now, the lipoline MIC injection is also given at a 30 ml vial. However, there's going to be 60 injections per vial if you're giving this at 0.5 mLs each. So that enables the clinic to be at about $2.31 per injection. That's an awesome markup for $139 for a 30 ml vial of this. So we started off at around $17 for a half an ml, and that gave us around $1,020 for gross. And then option 2, we moved up to about $18 to $20 for 0.5 mLs. And again, that's at about $1,080 for gross revenue. So if you see that markup there, you can see how it could be so beneficial to the potential revenue. Now, a patient can receive this twice per week of this injection at 0.5 mLs. So you can do your standard B12 that you're offering, do your B fat burner, and then offer the lipoline an additional 2 times per week. But we do have some program options that we're going to also make readily available for you to implement. So those are the first 2 injections. Now, the next injection that we're going to discuss is your Sermorelin injection. This is going to be new to a lot of you, okay? What Sermorelin is, the benefits of Sermorelin. I encourage you to dig into this, do your own study, review your own information, find out the benefits of this injection. It was through a lot of research that I found how beneficial this could be, not only for weight loss, but just meeting the health and wellness of our patients. And so in order to understand why this Sermorelin injection is given, you kind of have to have a history behind the stimulant, how it stimulates the human growth hormone. So let's talk about that a little bit. What is human growth? So human growth is basically at the base of your brain sits your pituitary gland, which is responsible for the production of several different hormones. One such hormone is known as your human growth hormone, or also known as HGH for short. Now, this particular hormone serves several purposes, including enhancing tissue growth by stimulating the formation of proteins. It's also contributing to strong bones. It increases muscle mass, and it's very stimulating to the immune system, increasing energy, and the benefits of weight loss. The list goes on and on and on for the benefits of Sermorelin. These are just to name a few. So what does HGH do? Like other hormones in our body, as we age, our hormone levels begin to naturally decline. This is also true of the human growth hormone. This is a powerful hormone that increasingly depletes during our lifespan, and it causes us to see signs of aging. Let's talk some numbers. I'm a numbers gal here. So statistics show that by the age of 20, we start depleting approximately 14% every single year after the age of 20 in the human growth hormone. That is what actually starts the signs of aging. So if we could find a way to stimulate that pituitary by injecting Sermorelin, it's an extremely healthy way to allow your body's own ability to produce that human growth hormone again. Common benefits of this human growth hormone include building the muscle, increasing the energy, boosting libido, regulating your sleeping patterns, increasing weight loss, and so much more. Again, if you're not too knowledgeable in regards to this, do some research, get comfortable with it, contact me. We'll walk you through a lot of the questions that you have. Let's talk about the injection guidelines of this, because this is going to be very different from what the compounded lipotropic B and the lipoline injection was. So the guidelines for this with Sermorelin is prescribed, it's actually prescribed as a liquid and a powder. And it's going to come with a diluted solution for use as an injectable delivery method. This is the only formulation that has been approved by the FDA, so you can rest assured knowing that. Now, there are HGH sprays out there, there's pills that are available without a prescription, and you don't need that. However, the FDA did not approve those. This is approved. So I do need to review some things about that paragraph that we just went through. It comes as a liquid or a powder. Now, this one that you are going to receive is going to come in a vial as a powder. It's going to include in the kit a diluted solution, okay? You're just going to simply draw out the solution, inject it into the powdered vial, and that is how the delivery method is injected. We're going to walk you through step-by-step injection information and details on how to do the mixing, but there's also injections that are included. It's very simple. Let's review some important information about this. All patients need a simple lab test. Now, we already run lab tests, so let's not make this too difficult. This is just going to be a simple test added to your lab rec, and this is known as a IGF-1. LabCorp easily runs this test. The code for this test is 010363, and it's ran through your SST. Now, the cost for this test through LabCorp is approximately $25. You're going to simply print out your lab recs as you have before, highlight in large letters, additional test, IGF-1 with the code listed. Again, we've been doing this in my location. It will come back to you on your LabCorp rec as another listed test. Now, this injection will come, as I said, in a kit, in a powdered form, in a vial. So this kit will include mixing directions with a diluted solution for mixing. Now, the step-by-step directions are included. So again, you're going to simply draw out the diluted solution and use the syringe that's included and put that into the powdered substance vial. I do want to point out that the kit that you receive is a 30 ml vial of solution. So you only need 6 mLs of that 30. So you obviously are not going to use all 30 mLs of the diluted solution. So you may not be ordering a kit every time. That's why you have the option to just order a simple vial. So on the ordering form we'll cover, you'll see where it says vial or kit. You can get several uses out of that diluted water. Patients begin Sermorelin injections at 0.2 mLs weekly, and they can increase to a higher dose, such as 0.2, 3 times weekly. And I can tell you several of my patients have increased after they've seen the benefits and felt the benefits of this injection. Sermorelin is administered differently than the B injections. This is actually sub-Q, so into the fatty tissue. And particularly, it can be injected into the abdominal with like a small insulin-like syringe. Sermorelin must be kept refrigerated at all times, okay? So if the patient wants to take these home to self-inject, maybe they are injecting 3 times per week, don't send them home with a vial and syringes. There's a constitution date on that. You want to use that vial within 30 days of constituting it, which we have no problem doing within the location. However, if you send a whole vial home with a patient, obviously that could go bad. We simply draw out 3 injections and send it home with the patient in the syringe. But you do want to keep that on ice when you send it home with them. A simple biohazard bag that you use from LabCorp with some ice behind it is a simple way to transport that. All right. Let's discuss some of the pricing and suggested retail for this injection. As I said, Sermorelin is the 6 mg, so 6 ml vial. It has 30 injections per vial if you're giving it at 0.2 mLs each. So the clinic cost is $139 per vial, okay, and that's basically $4.60 per injection. However, if you need the kit, and again, you may be ordering kits once a month, and you may be ordering vials the other couple times a month. There's 30 mLs of diluted solution in a vial, so you only need 6 mLs of that. So you can use that several times. And the kit cost is a simple increase of $5. And again, this is explained on your ordering form. The suggested retail for these, I started at $25, which is around $750 gross revenue, and I moved to $29 at 0.2 at $870 gross revenue. Now, if a patient does request an increased dose, you want to discount the injections. So I created, what we call a range here, and what we did is if a patient was receiving 2 mLs, 0.2 mLs, 2 times a week, it was about $40 to $50 range, and if it was 0.2 mLs 3 times a week, we were at a $70 to $80 range, depending. So because so many patients wanted to do it more than 1 time per week, it's nice to be able to offer that discount. Let's talk about some pricing packages that we currently offer and that are extremely successful. Now, you can package this in any way you wish, to be honest. If you want to package it into the initial IOV, we do that. Like the standard program where they're just receiving the B injection, the Lipoline injection, and the Sermorelin, and then they can upgrade from there, or you can just do a standard, injection program and upgrade it from just the injection aspect. So there's several different ways you can do this, but let's talk about some of the ways that we know to be successful. Option 1 would be the 1 month standard, and what that is 4 B injections, that's going to be 1 injection weekly at 1 ml. You're going to get 4 Lipolines, that's 1 injection at 0.5, and 4 Sermorelin, and that's 1 injection a week at 0.2 mLs. Again, this is in addition to the B12 that you're currently offering. The option 2 would be a 1 month upgrade, which I can tell you that 90% of my patients are on either level 2 or 3. And what level 2 is 4 fat-burning bee injections, and that's, again, 1 injection weekly, and that is going to increase your lipoline to 2 injections weekly at 0.5 and 2 injections weekly of the Sermorelin at 0.2. So 8 lipoline, 8 Sermorelin, and 4 B12s for the month, and that's the upgraded. And then finally, what we call the 1 month Supreme is option 3. That's your 4 fat-burning bees. That's 8 lipoline, so that's twice a week, and 12 Sermorelin, so that's 3 injections of the Sermorelin per week. Again, a lot of our patients are on level 3. They're seeing the benefits, they're loving the results, and they love the way that they feel. So, again, there's no price fixing here. We can work with you on giving you suggested retail, and when we email you out these for printout of distributing them in your clinic and usage operationally, we'll have some suggested pricing on that. All right, so that concludes the program packaging and the injection features and benefits and the guidelines for administering and keeping. If you need to pause the video, grab a glass of water. Again, service a patient. These you can pause these and come back to these videos. I want to make sure you're getting all the information that you need. And again, I'm available, as I said, to answer any questions as well. The next area that we're going to focus on is really how to place the prescription orders, because this is entirely different than how you're currently doing it. And that's okay. It's still very, very simple. Let's start with step 1, okay? And this is how to place a prescription order. The first thing you're going to do is you're just going to complete a very simple account setup form, all right? And this is a one-time only. I filled this form out a year and a half ago, with the pharmacy, and I haven't had to see it again. I want to reiterate something, or possibly bring it to the attention of the clinics. This is not coming from, the EMR system. So basically, what I mean by that is this isn't something you're going to do through the Dr. G software. This is something that's going to have a little bit different of a prescription ordering process. It's very simple, and I'm going to again hold your hand and make sure that this is done not only in a timely manner for rollout, but just nice and smooth for you, your staff, and the physicians involved. So the one-time completion of the forms, that's going to consist of 2 forms. It's called a 503B facility agreement form, and the second thing is a clinic profile form. So they have information about where to send it, emails, and other information. All emails that you are going to correspond for prescriptions as well as agreements are going to go to the following. You're going to scan this and email the completed forms to orders@completefarm.com and completemedsolutions@yahoo.com. Okay? This is just a very generic form of what the actual outline looks like. So this is the complete pharmaceutical form, and this is the additional clinic profile form. And again, those are going to be emailed to you. So let's go to step 2. And what step 2 is going to be about is complete and sign and date the pre-printed prescription order form along with your shipping preference. All missing information may cause delays in your ordering process. So you're going to receive a printed prescription order form. Very standard, very easy. We're going to review what is on that. And again, you're always going to email the forms to orders@completefarm and completemedsolutions@yahoo.com. This is what is on that compounded lipotropic prescription order form. Very self-explanatory. Shipping preferences. So, FedEx ground, 3rd day, 2nd day, or overnighted. It's going to ship to your office. You're going to list your doctor's last name and first name, the address, location of your clinic, city, state, zip. We're going to need you to fill out on this form when you complete it and send it to the pharmacy, the physician that's operating in that clinic's DEA and license number. The email that needs to be on this form is the email that will receive the tracking information and manage when they're receiving this. So, for instance, in my clinic, my manager receives this. Her email is listed, and she receives the FedEx accounting information, and her email is what's listed on this. You're going to check the office use box, and you're going to be able to order what we call a 504 MIC-B6B12 L-carnitine, which is your fat burner B. Okay, that's the first injection we talked about. You'll get very familiar with the term. It's, again, your fat burner B is the 504. It's a 30 ml vial. The second one is the lipoline, and that talks right there. You see the key ingredients of that lipoline, and that was the second injection we talked about. And then third, you see your Sermorelin, and that's at 6 mgs. You're going to list whether you want a vial or a kit. Very simple process. You complete the form, you scan and email it, you have your physician's signature and name and date, and off it goes to those 2 emails. It's that simple. Again, let's not make this harder than it is. If you have questions about this form, once you receive it in an email, you're going to contact me. Step 3, once we receive your order, it's going to be processed, and it's going to be shipped within 48 hours, and that's obviously based on inventory availability. I can tell you I've never been back ordered from the pharmacy in relevance to these products. However, there's always a first time. Step 4, all products will be shipped via FedEx. Now, that's according to your shipping delivery preference that you've selected. You guys are very familiar with this FedEx shipping process. So on your order form, you're going to check which one you want, and your shipping invoice cost will be reflected on the bill to your FedEx account that you currently have established already. So no new information there. We have your FedEx account information. Whatever shipping you desire, it will be assigned to that for your billing. Step 5, you're going to be able to track, and that's going to be, tracking will be automatically sent to the email address, like I said, that you provided on that clinic profile form. If you ever need to change that email, you just simply shoot the 2 emails that we gave you, the Complete Farm email and the other one, and you just let them know you need to change that company profile email. Again, very simple. All right, step 6, for any questions or medication consultation. And what we mean by that, if you want full descriptions of medication consultations, you can contact the manager, pharmacist. This individual has been assigned to this. He is the director of pharmacy. I can tell you, many of you know me, have had experience and exposures to myself. I've been in the weight loss industry at the corporate level with over a decade to almost 15 years behind me in this industry with medical weight loss, and this individual, Dr. Eson Ford, I would have to say is probably one of the highest caliber individuals I've worked with in regards to customer care and knowledge with his background. So you can always get a hold of Dr. Eson Ford. Dr. Ford can be reached at 626-399-3021. And his email is that completemedsolutions@yahoo.com. He usually gets back to you in a very timely fashion. And again, his customer care skill is second to none. For operational support, regarding this injection, you're going to contact me directly. Obviously, I'm a director of operations. We reviewed my contact information here. No matter what you need, between the 2 of us, we should be able to answer those questions. And if there's something we can't, we'll find out an answer for you in a timely manner. Our job is to make this simple, successful, and as like I said, as successful as it has been for my clinic. I'm still every day shocked at the results my patients are getting, and again the revenue increase it's had on the location. All right, the step 7 is going to be the accounting process, and we're almost done, guys, so hang tight. I know this is a long webinar, but you reap the benefits of it. So accounting process, step 7, you're going to be charged directly by Dr. G's, so nothing different here. Dr. G's Weight Loss Corporate Office, and Dr. G's will invoice each location all injectable products ordered on a monthly basis. So shipping fees will be billed to your FedEx account, so you're not going to see a lot of difference here. The total of each product will be billed on your monthly end invoice along with your monthly labs and EKG fees. So you'll just see an additional category there. You know how we always get our labs, our EKGs at the end of the month, we'll simply have a new one category with the injections. Again, your FedEx account will reflect the additional shipping cost. Payments will be electronically withdrawn, just like they are now, within 2 days of the receipt of the invoice. You always have, with any discrepancies, to 10 days to contact and notify the corporate office department. And there's just really no additional accounts that need to be established for purchasing. You know, just that initial account setup form that doesn't have any credit card information on it. That's just the form for us to ship you the product and have a clinic profile set up. There's no opt-out clause. There's no limits to how much you need to order. There's no purchasing requirements. This is just all beneficial, again, to you and the clients that you serve. Dr. G's will use the current account on file with each clinic, and again, there's no additional accounting process that really needs to be done to roll this out. We've tried to make this very simple for you. All right, let's cover some of the forms and information that we previously discussed. As I said, you are going to be getting all the features and benefits that we covered. Each one of the key ingredients that we discussed will be included for you to give that information to your clients. You'll also have the injection administration guidelines, how to keep your injections, and also how to administer them. All the accounting process is not only in this video step by step, but also can be emailed to you. So basically everything we covered here, the ordering process, anything that was discussed in this webinar or training is going to be readily available to you. If you have questions, concerns, you're going to contact me directly to start, and then as we start the ordering process, Dr. Ford is going to be available as well. So 2 forms of support. Again, there's nothing that Dr. Ford can't answer from the pharmacy side, and I've been offering these now for over a year, and I can share with you the success that it's had on my clinic and my clients. So anything you guys need, as always, we're here, and please do not hesitate to contact me. Again, it's been a pleasure to help be a process of this rollout, and we look forward to hearing from you guys and all the success stories of how this has positively affected you and your clients. Have a great day, guys.